friends. So, this is the first time we've come in mid-season on anything, but spring break and travel schedules and, life prevented us from covering the first two episodes. We've got a show that we want to do lined up for June and didn't want to go silent for months. So, this is episode 3, season 2 of Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple Plus TV. Let's do our round of introductions and dive in.
Hi, I'm Melissa.
Hi, I'm Aubrey.
Hi, I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Kate. In taking notes on this episode, it struck me how it's like pretty different from season 1, since season 1 opened with a murder that you're trying to solve throughout the season. So far, this season is just following the same characters as they make new, bad, but entertaining decisions. Not so much a mystery to solve, but I really love all the characters, so it's enjoyable. You just caught up on it, right, Kimberly? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, so I binge watched the first season.
This week, right?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because I don't think I give shows a good enough go, because sometimes I'll be like halfway through an episode of like the first and I'll be like, nah, this sucks. And then I'll get rid of it. But this one I was kind of pulled in straight away, which was nice because that hasn't happened for a while. So
yeah. All the shows that I've seen Jon Hamm in, I've really enjoyed. But like the supporting cast on this too is amazing.
Yeah.
Amanda Peet, Olivia Munn.
I just have to make a comment though. Like, I totally thought that the voiceover was John Cena until I realized it was just Jon Hamm.
All Johns sound the same to you?
Like, I googled where they were from. They're from opposite ends of the country, so this makes no sense to me. But I looked it up and I was like, does anyone else think that John Cena sounds like Jon Hamm? Because when I close my eyes or whenever there's a voiceover, I'm like, this is John Cena. And there was someone that agreed with me out there on Reddit, so I was happy. I was happy enough with that. So just had to validate myself.
All right. So this episode opens where it left off last week. Coop's been caught red-handed. It feels objectively insane to me in 2026 to assume anyone doesn't have random cameras in their house, especially rich people.
Exactly. All the first season that no one has camera inside. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
I feel like they should have backdated this show like 2 decades and then it would be fine. Or even probably like 1 decade. But even now, I have these like random Blink cameras that I sometimes employ if I'm trying to watch my cats or...
Yeah, well, I have a doggy camera that I put on,
Yeah, exactly. Even very not wealthy people with very unexciting lives have random cameras around their house.
Yeah.
And Coop is paying for not assuming that. I love James Marsden now. Did you guys watch Paradise? Are you watching Paradise?
I watched first season. Yeah. I like.
I haven't heard of that one.
No, it's really good. It's got
who's in it?
Sterling K. Brown.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. You should watch it.
I liked him in Dead to Me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was really good. Agreed. Big fan of James Marsden. I'm glad he joined the cast. And it's quite fun watching him call Coop out on the audacity of his complete lack of urgency in this video. Cool as the other side of the pillow, man. Anyway, as entertained as he is, he wants the book back. I knew it was going to be his wife's. It's pretty much the only thing that could make Coop feel awful about it. So now Coop's going to have to get it back.
Do you think you made that up just to make him feel bad, or do you think it's legitimately?
I think it legitimately is because he had talked about his wife in a previous episode. Like, clearly he loves her a lot. But I don't know. He might have just made it up. I would not put it past him.
Yeah, I can't believe I don't know. Like, he just seems so shady to me. I can't tell, like, what's what yet, honestly.
Right.
Marsden's character?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as he appeared, I was like, all right, he's up to all kinds of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you find out in this episode some of it, but...
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Elena is picking up her new American citizenship on her way to cleaning the fanciest toilet I've ever seen.
Was that Nick's toilet?
Yeah, that's Nick's toilet. The $30,000 toilet. It's the thing that he was investing in.
Right, I remember this now.
Yeah.
And Coop's sister Allie is off to interview for the music teacher position at Coop's kids' school. She's still understandably hurt that Coop verbally doubted her ability to hold down this job, but she needs a ride, so she has to temporarily be a little cool with him.
Yeah. I feel like he was just being kind of cautious, like just for her, because of her history,
Yes.
I didn't necessarily think it was like an awful thing that he said that.
But it's hurtful. I fully
Yeah.
agree that it's just him worrying about her. Like, he
Yeah.
really cares about her, and he just
Yeah.
wants her to be like mentally in her best. And he
Yeah.
doesn't want her to be, overwhelmed by something, but he shouldn't have said that because it hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
Felt like he has no faith in her, but he really loves her. I love their relationship. They're very nice siblings.
Yeah, they do.
And Mel is going all in on pissing her daughter off. She goes to the home of the guy who interviewed Tori. I'm still surprised she got accepted after that disdainful interview, but it goes to show you how powerful the nepotism goes in that world.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mel pleads for him to let her into the house with a sob story, and you just know Tori's back in.
I mean, I guess it kind of proves exactly what Tori said to him,
Yeah.
that she can do whatever she wants and say whatever she wants, and that doesn't matter.
Yeah. So Coop drops Allie off at the school, and Coop takes the opportunity of being on campus to check in with Tori, who assumes he's trying to change her mind about Princeton again. But he just wants her to walk him through it. I feel like he's handling this very nicely.
I think he's handling it much better than
Mel.
yes.
And then we are at the OBGYN. Everything is looking good for the surprise Troy pregnancy. I didn't realize they changed the whole geriatric pregnancy thing. It's now advanced maternal age, which I actually do think is a significant improvement on the word geriatric.
Yeah.
Wait, how old is geriatrics? 35 or older. Crazy. Anyway, Barney is visibly stressed. Definitely not the most joyful first baby ultrasound this doctor has ever seen.
I really like Barney this season. He's funny.
I also like Barney a lot. Back at the school, Allie's trying to take high school music class to a deeper level these kids are clearly not prepared for. She wants to talk inspiration, and they just want to learn their chords. They wear it down quickly, as high school students are wont to do, while her nephew adorably spies on her from the hallway. He, in turn, is being spied upon by his new crush, Delilah, who takes this opportunity to complain about her dad, who is not as cool as he seems, at least according to his child. And then Hunter's girlfriend Morgan walks by, which clearly excites Delilah, who loudly invites Hunter over to her house while Morgan's still close enough to overhear. I do like Delilah otherwise, I think, but that is a very mean girl move.
I don't trust her like whatsoever. I don't know. I feel like she's more like her dad than she wants to believe.
For sure, yeah. She has a very like Wednesday feel to me also, which is not a bad thing.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's exactly the vibe. Like Wednesday.
Not just me?
Not just you.
She's very pretty though.
She looks like Jenna Ortega and kind of acts
Yeah,
like
that
her.
too, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Coop goes to Lou and runs into completely predictable problems, asking for the Edith Wharton first edition back. It's already been sold for double what Coop was paid. Lou's got the best gig, makes double the thief with a fraction of the risk. But to summarize the scene, Coop is screwed. It's going to cost him a fortune to get Ash's book back.
I really like Lou as a character. I liked her all the first season too.
Yeah, me too.
I love in the first season how she's like, you think that when she's running his plate that she's going to turn him in or something, or I don't know. I thought she was going to try to get him in trouble somehow or blackmail him or something. And then it turns out she was just wanting to partner up, needing to make sure that he wasn't a cop, I think is what she said.
Yeah.
She's played by Randy Danson, Lou.
That's a cute name.
Yeah, she's great.
Nick's filming a commercial for his new show, and Barney takes this opportunity to trick him into signing over his power of attorney. Damn, that was stupid. So Nick's gyms are going to be the laundromat for Coop's shady dealings, it seems. We also learn it's Barney's fault his wife is pregnant. Like, more his fault than any other pregnancy, since he blew off his vasectomy appointment and never rescheduled. Idiot.
Does anyone else think that Nick might have impregnated her? I don't know.
Did not, but I will try and watch it this way next time.
I don't know. I'm probably reading way too much into it, but like obviously in the I think it was the last episode where he couldn't get it up. You know what I mean? Because of everything going on, like stress related, with her father, like wanting to go into business, etc.
Yeah.
But then I thought, like, how long has he not been able to get it up? Like, how long? What's the timeline of this pregnancy?
And Nick does like to cheat with his friends' wives, so
yeah,
maybe you're onto something.
I have a feeling, though, it might just be, like, showing him, like, with all these things that he's doing, he just feels, like, powerful again, that he doesn't have to accept, like, his wife's dad's job and stuff, and now he can actually get it up and perform. I'm pretty sure
they're
that's
just
probably what it
showing
is.
his confidence.
Yeah, I think that's probably more likely, but I guess when the baby is born,
Entertaining.
you would find out. So
Most likely, I think it would be clear.
yes, you'd think so.
I mean, it's the least Nick could do since Barney's now really fucking him over.
Mm.
This was also the scene where Nick passes around the non-alcoholic whiskey.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Barney like almost throws it up. Like,
yeah, no, that did not taste good, according to Barney.
it's a very funny physical reaction that he had to that.
Yeah.
I thought he did good with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Mal is still all kinds of pissed off about the dog next door. He's peeing on her Amazon packages now. I agree that it's definitely crossing the line. And Tori is furious when Mel tells her she got Princeton to reject her rejection. Like I said, Mel's kind of unlikable this season, but that said, as a mom, I'd probably be doing the same stupid, overbearing things that she is. It's not that I can't understand where she's coming from, but Tori's been like so clear in what she does not want to do. At a minimum, Mel needs to like stop and listen to her daughter instead of just barreling through her.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like in the middle, like she's being way over the top, but I also feel like she's trying to just do what's best, but like there's no like middle ground. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And it's not smart. Like there's no way she'll be effective in how over the top she's being here, you know?
Yeah, especially with an 18-year-old.
Yeah, right. And I think that like the dad's attitude is like chiller and definitely has more of a chance of letting her get to a conclusion herself that might be more amenable to everyone. But if Mel keeps pushing, there's no way she's going to college.
Yeah, like I mean, realistically, 18-year-olds probably can just chop and change their mind all the time. So maybe it is likely that maybe she will want to go to Princeton, like, and be like, oh no, I regret it, like blah blah blah. But she's just being like way overboard.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just trying to show us this side of her just because of this whole like perimenopause thing that's started at the start of the season.
Her life is sad this season. She's got like nothing good going on.
I would just befriend the dog. Like maybe then it won't shit on your lawn.
I dislike hating on a dog because I'm a huge dog lover, but that dog owner is very fucking annoying. Like,
oh yeah, I blame the dog owner and not the dog. Like,
oh, for sure, it's not the dog's fault.
No,
but yeah, she could get an invisible fence or.
I'm just imagining the dog running into like an invisible like face just smush up against me.
Everybody here has invisible fences because I'll be walking
really?
Shiloh. Yeah, and there'll be a dog like running at us from the yard, and then it just stops mysteriously like 2 feet from the road. Well,
That's
more than
funny.
2. Usually like 8, but yeah, it is. But I'm so confident in these invisible fences now that someday a dog is going to be running at us and there's not going to be a fence. And I'm like, wait, it didn't stop. But back to the scene with Tori. When Mel keeps pushing, takes her phone away even, Tori goes on the attack, ending it with the absolutely brutal, you keep trying to get me to make the same choices you made, but I look at you and wonder why the fuck I would want to be anything like you. Ouch. Isn't that harsh? Oh, man. And it's effective. Mel looks devastated.
Yeah.
I think the worst part about what her mom did, though, is the going behind her back here. You know what I mean? Like they should have, like you guys said, had a conversation about it. Yeah, this is a brutal thing that her daughter said to her, but...
She's 18. I feel like 18-year-olds say that. Even younger, actually. Actually, probably younger. Just brutal assholes.
And I think Tori is like, I don't know if she's angry, but I feel like this season she wants to make her parents to listen to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's trying to make a point of all of this, but I do understand why her parents are pissed off because it's Princeton and they have done a lot to make that work. But yeah, it's totally her decision.
And like you said about listening to her, yeah, that's the big thing is that they need to be open to talking to her about it instead of just pushing and going behind her back and doing stuff like her mom is doing. Because I mean, I think like having a reasonable conversation, they could get to the bottom of like, what made you change your mind and why, you know, even if she doesn't seem to know what she wants to do, but they could at least get to the point of saying, why not this though? You know, like explain that to us better because, you know, maybe it's something they could work through and then she would realize actually I'm okay with going. Like it would be a better way to approach it for everybody. And like Melissa just said, she doesn't feel heard, so that's a big problem.
I'm not surprised that she doesn't want to speak to them about it, especially her mum, because of obviously the reaction that she had when the initial they threw that party.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be, especially at her age, you just not want to speak to your parents at all after they'd reacted especially her mum.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think the only hope is maybe her dad's attitude getting through to her and just wanting to talk it through, like you said, would be good. That night, Elena's family throws her a huge surprise party to celebrate her citizenship. She's got good people around her.
There's another character I really like on the show a lot.
Yeah, I love her. I'm glad there were like brief glimpses of her this episode, but hoping to see more of her in future episodes.
Yeah.
Ash is trying to take Sam to the hottest place in town for their first date, which she quickly points out is exactly the opposite of where she'd want to go on a date these days. So they audible in his very nice car off to somewhere divey. Coop is en route to surprising Elena outside her party when Lou tells him the good news that she's at least arranged the meetup with the purchaser of the stolen book. And when Elena comes out, he gives her what I presume is the Cartier love bracelet that she was recently complaining every woman owns. And he claims he bought it even instead of stealing it.
I thought that was very sweet.
Yeah, the scene kind of confused me.
Me too.
Okay, because like on the phone with Lou on the way there, he says he's on his way to get the rest of the money. And that confused me. And then at the end of the scene, she's like, "You didn't really just drive here to give me a gift, did you?" And it seems like he lies and says he did and like kind of changes his mind from whatever he was intending to talk to her about. Is that
well, yeah, he obviously changed his mind when he felt bad, about Elena wanting to bring her family to America, and if he has to take her money, then she's not going to be able to do that.
So he was just going to ask her for money?
I think so. But he also might have been giving her a gift as well. But I think he was definitely going to ask that until she started talking about her family. And then he decided not to.
Because she stole his money at the end of the previous season.
Yeah.
Out of the wall in the basement.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what he's asking for. Because I couldn't picture him asking her for money in any other scenario because,
I
think he was probably just trying to get his money back from her that she stole.
Yeah. Or maybe part of the money that they'd earned since. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, and that's what confused me because I didn't think he would do that. But now that you mentioned that I had forgotten that she stole the money, that makes a lot more sense. Right. And then he doesn't do that. Because he's a good guy. I love Coop.
I got the vibe last season that she was interested in him, like, sexually.
Sexually? Scandalous.
But I really hope they don't go that way because I like them as friends. I just hope that they don't go that way because obviously he doesn't really, obviously he's not involved with Sam anymore. And he and his wife, I don't know, maybe they bone occasionally, but there's no one else, prospect-wise for him. I just hope they don't turn this relationship into something like that.
Yeah, me too. I love platonic relationships in shows, and they never keep them like that. Like Jamie and Brienne from Game of Thrones, that pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
Did not need to fuck. That is an insane thing for them to have them do. Anyway, so same here. I prefer them as platonic male-female friendship, but we will see.
I want Coop with female friends, like really friends, not hookups.
Agreed.
I think I know what you're talking about, Kimberly, in the last season or the first season, because there was a scene where they went with the art guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
And they were dancing together at the club.
Yes, it seemed like she was kind of trying to seduce him a little bit. I don't know if it was the drugs, the alcohol, etc. And he wasn't interested, Whereas I thought she was, but then they kind of drifted away from that. I just don't want them to go there again.
Yeah, I think it felt like you said, the drugs, whatever they were, doing and drinking, and the situation and everything was very, different for them because they were out partying.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like something that meant a whole lot to me. It was just like in the moment kind of. And then the next episode or later that episode, I can't remember, they were back to buddying up for whatever they were doing and it never came up again. So I think it was like, I don't know. I don't know that she really has like feelings for him, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
In that way. Like it might have just been like a brief moment of we're both attractive. Here we are at this club. Like,
right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I agree. I hope they keep it that way because I am with you guys. I love it when anything gets a male-female friendship right.
Yeah.
It's not often.
It's not, and that's crazy to me. But here we are. Hopefully this one. Sam and Ash's pizza date is going well. They're bonding over their less wealthy roots, but Ash keeps her honest when she implies that one small wrong move got her kicked out of local society. Calling that a spectacular undersell, kind of like you used the wrong fork for your salad. I thought that was funny and well said. Doesn't matter, he still wants that second date. She keeps it real too when he clearly doesn't want to get into what he does for work, which he claims is just shipping things in boats, which she lets go, but not without pointing out how obviously evasive he's being. Anyway, seems like a good date.
Obviously, we can get more into it, I guess, when we see the golf scene between Coop and Ash later, but obviously he's got to be running like drugs or something, right? Or something illegal anyway.
Yeah.
So he's definitely into like suspicious business. It's not on the up and up. Allie and Coop are getting high on the couch watching an old movie while Allie complains about teenagers not giving a shit about things. Maybe if she brings the weed into school, she'll get the conversation she was looking for with them. Just kidding. Don't do drugs, kids. She then goes off on a tangent about rats. They ran a test at Harvard. The rats were all the same, but the rats that were expected to fail failed, and those expected to succeed succeeded. And that's how Allie feels. She's going to fail if Coop doesn't believe in her. At which point, Tori crashes their late night smoke fest with the simple explanation, I can't with Mom. I'm moving in. It's a good line.
Yeah.
Simple and to the point.
I like how he was like, wait, is she actually there?
Yeah. You saw her too, right?
I'm so fucked up right now.
Also, she's not fazed by the obvious smell of weed in the room. Not surprised by these two.
I thought it was a good choice of like metaphor too, because I feel like this episode kind of goes along with what the little rat metaphor that she was talking about.
Yeah. Next day, Coop's heading into his meeting with the purchaser of Ash's first edition, Edith Wharton, only to find Ash himself. Kind of saw that coming. He's just been fucking with Coop. He already has his wife's precious book, but he did have to buy it for 200 grand, so Coop still owes him. And he's looking to collect. He wants to invest in Excelsior, Coop's pals fund, and cannot do it himself because he's landed himself on the OFAC SDN list. Coop swears he can't help him, like actually cannot pull that off. But Ash tells him he doesn't have a choice. He'll have him arrested from the surveillance video if he doesn't find a way to do it. He's like the rat that succeeds. He has to.
I had to Google all of that jargon because I had no fucking idea what was going on.
What did you find?
Oh, just the fact that, you know, he's on that list due to importing, exporting things with, I guess, barred countries that are...
Right. Yes, his business is not on the up and up. Like, you don't land on that list without reason, so...
Yeah, well, obviously something very illegal. It might even be worse than drugs. I don't know.
Right. It's actually strange that he would want to invest in this fund so badly that he would risk not going under the radar, you know? But I assume there's a good reason for that.
I feel like it's almost too set up. The fact that he knew about him, you know, looking at the cameras and he has all these issues to sort out with his money. It's almost too perfect, you know?
Yeah. And he was kind of onto him in the beginning too, even before the camera, like...
Yes.
The thievery, he said something about him being a complicated man or something. I can't remember.
I feel like it's no coincidence that he wound up there. I feel like there's more to that type of...
It feels targeted.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So Coop contemplates his situation in a voiceover on his drive to Mel's, marveling at his unparalleled ability to take a bad situation and make it even worse. Do you close your eyes during all the voiceovers and picture John Cena just because you like him, Kimberly?
It's really hard not to because they sound so similar. I swear, someone needs to like put the audio next to each other. It's insane.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna need to do that because I just baffles me. I don't know.
Mel's lashing out at Coop while they share a drink on the stoop. Tori only came to him because he's the vacation parent, the parent who doesn't really parent. It's pretty unkind of Mel, but it's probably true that he was an absent parent and Mel did all the hard stuff. For his part, Coop's honest about how nice it is to have her back in his house slamming doors and rolling eyes at him again. He misses his kids. And she's scared of them leaving. It is sad and very relatable. Also, she got a $3,000 treatment.
I think that was for a vag.
They were in the sauna. Yeah. She was in the sauna with, I can't remember which one of her friends was telling her about it. They were talking about menopause, and then the friend recommended a guy that does this treatment.
I remember that conversation. I did not remember it was called the Mona Lisa treatment. That is so funny. Huh. Surprised it was only $3,000 then.
I know, it seems quite cheap for a vaginal treatment, to be fair.
In a rich area, yeah.
Yeah. We'd probably charge more for that.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right. Thank you for that clarification. Barney's got Coop's first laundered paycheck for him, and he's named the new shell company after his beloved father-in-law. He's really taking in-law hatred to new heights. He makes me feel better about my own relations with my in-laws. Coop also comes clean in this scene about getting caught stealing Ash's book, but Barney doesn't see it as all bad. They can make a fortune off of Ash's billions if they are able to pull off his ask.
So we never really saw him in that world. You know, he was obviously fired.
Right, because he got fired right away, yeah.
Just the part that we did see, like, the flashes of, you know, I feel like we're going to see him in his element, you know?
Yeah, that's how it seems towards the end. But
yeah.
Barney is, in fact, very excited about his new business prospect as he fucks his wife, notably more enthusiastically than normal, per her, and delights in punctuating their activities with the blunt announcement that he's not going to work for her father. I thought he'd made that pretty clear already, but I'm assuming it was still up in the air due to the new baby announcement.
Yeah, I definitely think his newfound thing is just because of that. I'm talking myself out of the baby prospect.
The Nick baby?
Yeah,
it's too bad.
Imagine if it is, and I've just talked myself out of it.
That's all right. It's still out there in the universe. Tori's breaking house rules by looking up Kubrick's filmography while she watches The Killing with her dad. It's cute how much she loves movies. And if she was actually looking up his filmography, maybe they have that in common. Since the movie is paused already, Coop makes another attempt to talk to Tori about what's going on, specifically with her mom this time. And he is rejected, but in a cute exchange at least. I also like these two together.
It's so relatable too how she was scrolling like probably IMDb. Like, because that's all I do throughout movies or TV shows. I'm just like, literally this show too. I was like, where the hell have I seen that person in? Scroll. Like, I need to like check, you know?
Right. I mean, even my daughter does it like all the time now when she's watching movies.
I definitely do it too, but I pause because I have like I can't focus on both at once.
Yeah, you got to see it all.
Every time a movie has popped up in the show, John and I try to see who can guess. I mean, he's way better at it than me, but he knows them all in like 2 seconds. Like he guessed all of them, right?
Yeah.
I think I got one, but
it's amazing.
Yeah, some of them were so quick. The clips of the movie, it'd be like one shot, and he's like, "Yep, got it. I know what that is." Pretty good trick.
That's why you guys have a movie podcast. Everybody should check out their movie podcast.
Yeah, we have a movie podcast called Unprocessed, where we sit in our car in a movie theater parking lot after watching a movie and talk about it with no time to think of what we thought about it.
It's awesome. I love it. It's very good. Everybody listen.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's kind of like what Kimberly was saying a minute ago. Like, you basically come up with what you think about things like as you're speaking. Sometimes by the end, I've changed my mind about something. You know, like I start out thinking one thing, and then I'm like, actually, I think I'm coming around to this now, or whatever, by the end.
This podcast has done that to me many times.
I do really like this aspect of this character, that he's a movie nerd, and I kind of feel like it was a little bit of a missed opportunity, though, for them to use that more in like his crimes and stuff, because I keep thinking he could be, you know, as he's going to one of these houses, especially in the first season when it's starting out and he's learning how to do things, like he's learning how to jam alarms and stuff. And he was watching a YouTube video in one clip. And I'm like, they could have had him thinking of a movie, being like, oh, in this movie they did this, and so I'm going to try that.
No, that would be better. I agree. It does add like depth to him, which I like, but I agree it should be used more in the actual
Yeah.
content of what he's doing.
It's always old films too,
Or
isn't
like
it?
classics and stuff. Like he mentions
Yeah, it does
Criterion, and
seem to
actually
be.
the very first episode when he's scrolling his bank statement, I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw a Criterion Collection on his bank statement. And so I went back to pause it. Yeah, and it was on there.
That sounds like you.
And like getting the Texas Chainsaw box set that he opens up in the episode. I think it's episode 2 from this season. And
Oh
so he's
yeah.
nerdy about horror or classic movies, or yeah. Seems like it's always something with like a mystery
Yeah, it's
or a
cute.
murder, or like a lot of the movies he's watching. So that's why I keep
But
thinking it'd be good if they could incorporate that more.
Yeah.
But
you know, in shows, in TV shows and movies, where are they always watching black and white movies, all movies, and not color?
I think it's also maybe rights are cheaper for older movies to play clips.
Ah, that's a good reason. Makes sense.
Right. I thought that it might be a possibility, but yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
That's an interesting one though, because now that you've mentioned it, Melissa, I never even thought about it. So
Mm-hmm.
It's always black and white movies. Singing in Race, black and white or color?
It's black and white, but I
I don't
think they
remember.
colorized it, right?
Oh, because the poster
They've
is with color.
Yeah, they've colorized
Isn't it black
everything.
and
You
white?
usually can
Wait, am
watch
I like
either if
losing
you
my
want.
mind? Maybe
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain is in color.
Okay.
I'm picturing it
No,
in color,
it's
but that
in
does not
color.
mean
I'm
that
pretty
there's
sure it's
not
in
black and
color.
white.
That's really bad that I don't know that,
Okay.
so you're gonna have to cut me not knowing that.
Okay. Okay. Carry on, or are you
No, oh no, I'm good.
Googling? Okay. Um, Hunter and Delilah are engaging in creative pursuits in the billionaire's recording studio. She's a great artist, and Hunter's playing keyboard. Ash comes in to show off his guitar skills, but that's a bit anticlimactic. And then he leaves so Delilah can make a move on Hunter when his girlfriend calls. She definitely gets off on that.
I don't know. There's something wrong with her too. Not adding up. I don't know. None of that family's adding up to me.
Poor Morgan. Coop's having a nightmare about Ash getting him arrested. Did you guys think that was real at first?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You did. I figured it was a nightmare like pretty quickly, but then when I saw Ash, I actually, perhaps ridiculously, thought Ash had so
Yes,
much money that he paid
same,
actors to
same.
do this
Yeah,
to
yeah,
scare
yeah.
Coop. Did you think that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, the nightmare's a much easier solution. I don't know why I jumped to.
Ash just seems diabolical enough to do that kind of thing at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And he has too much money and time, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was just a nightmare. It was an effective nightmare, though. Coop finds Ash at the driving range the next day with the plan. He can invest the $400 million he wants invested, but as he currently has $0 under management, he needs Ash to invest another $700 million with him for at least a short period of time to avoid a know your customer check. So if they do manage to pull this off, it's even better news for the finances of Coop and Barney. I'm not sure if Elena will be included in this windfall, but I would hope that Coop would take care of her.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering, like, where's her story kind of gonna go?
Yeah, I think that that's up in the air, and later you see him like not wanting to participate, but also not explaining why.
Yeah,
So
I just hope that she doesn't like start doing it herself, and then she gets caught. Because obviously she's just got a citizenship and things like
For
that.
some reason, in both the first season and this season, I felt like the big crime, so like in the first season, the murder, and in this one, I guess whatever's happening with Marsden's character, I'm less interested in that part than I am in just the stuff. Like, I just thought that was more fun to watch him do, and developing that in the first season was more engaging to me, because it was, there's a uniqueness to the idea of like, okay, this rich guy that is kind of seeing the shallowness of it while still wanting to be a part of it, and having like that cynicism about it, and also kind of wanting to feel powerful in the way that he's like taking from these other rich people, you know? I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff there that I thought was really like layered, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. And I feel like they kind of pull away from that a lot with these other bigger plots that are happening. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't care who murdered Paul the whole time. Like, I was just like, like, why? I just want to go watch him steal something from another person's house. Like,
yeah. I think the only problem is that I think they needed a bit of a bigger storyline this season, just because I don't know, would it get old, him
yeah,
stealing
I mean,
stuff
I
every episode?
definitely
I don't know.
understand the
I
need
felt
for like a bigger crime or a bigger thing to be happening. I just feel like it took away from what to me was kind of the foundation of the show. So then you stopped seeing him doing the thing that you were enjoying watching him do. Like, if he was still able to do it, like if whatever the big thing was left him still able to do the other crimes, then I think it would be more entertaining to watch that to me. But
well, maybe he will, like, just to help Elena out, and maybe they still, like, I feel like maybe that's not completely gone, you know?
Right. I do think it's possible she's going to do it by herself and get in trouble, and then he'll feel terrible. And
Yeah, that would suck.
that would make sense as a way for her character to go. Yeah.
So, okay, do you know anything about this thing where he has to make him invest like the 1.1 billion and not the 400? Like, I didn't quite understand.
yeah, I mean, it'll trigger his company being looked into, like his company being himself as an investor. But if he invests all of his assets under management into anything, it's going to trigger looking into. You just can't invest all your assets.
Right, yeah, okay. All right.
Once it's 40% or above, they're going to be like, wait, why are you investing, not diversifying anything, investing everything in this one fund?
Right.
And I mean, it might be okay, but they're going to look into it. Yeah, it's suspicious, right?
I also wonder if he's gonna, it seems like, because we saw his like old boss in that little montage, like I wonder if that'll also come back into it where, you know.
Right. For sure, he's going to make it more complicated.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks it's easy right now, like, just, but it's not going to be.
No.
But first, Mel is playing that spelling bee game. It's pretty fun. I like that game. When she sees her neighbor's dog shit on her lawn again. So she puts it in a pretty bag and returns it to his owner. Funny. Yeah, and despite being a huge dog lover, I'm in Mel's corner here. That's a very funny move.
Yeah. Or it would have been funny if just chucked it out the door.
I like the classiness of this fancy.
Yeah, that was a lot classier. Should have put it in like what kind of bag did she put it in? It was like a fancy store bag.
I'm sure it's a recognizable store, but I'm not fancy enough to tell you.
Yeah. Okay.
Elaine has found a good house for Coop to break into. The owners are on vacation, but his failure at Ash's combined with his new potential income has him too cautious. She even suggests she do the breaking in since he's using his bad back as the reason, and he won't let her do that. And it looks like Coop's back actually is bothering him. I assume the back thing was all made up, even though it happened earlier in the season, but it looks like Coop's back is actually bothering him when Hunter comes in to ask for assistance writing a breakup text. And Coop gives him the excellent advice that no such thing should ever happen. Don't be a dick. He's a good dad as advice giving goes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
But he's going to get heartbroken for sure.
Yeah.
Just
he's going to break up with
his
Morgan.
old, like, cute girlfriend that was there before, and not this, like, weirdo. I don't know. She seems weird. There's something going on. I don't know.
I do. Yeah, she's just going to hurt him. So, but lessons need to be learned, right?
Maybe the daughter and the dad are, like, in on it together. I don't know.
Just harassing this family.
Maybe. Who knows?
Next day, Coop's back in his white-collar finance mode, from his gelled hair down to his shiny shoes, looking for investments for his new $1 billion under management. He's being wined and dined and enjoying stepping back into his well-worn performance of his past. But like you said, the episode ends with a long shot of his former employee watching him, so it will almost certainly not be as easy as it looks to get this 400 million invested illegally under the radar. And that is the episode.
It's got a bit of Ozarky vibes.
Yeah, I like Ozark. That's a good call.
God, that was a good show.
All right, I guess that's a wrap on our discussion of season 2, episode 3 of Your Friends and Neighbors. Come back next week for our discussion on episode 4. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.